I'm always in shape. I never take anything for granted, and I never go in a fight not prepared. So we 110% prepared.
Terence "Bud" Crawford is widely regarded as one of the most gifted fighters on the planet right now, and easily the most decorated American boxer still active in the ring. At 37, he's conquered 4 different weight classes: lightweight, junior welterweight, welterweight, and junior middleweight, a rare achievement in modern boxing. His flawless record of 41 wins, including 31 knockouts, reflects more than a decade of dominance at the championship level. Fans are buzzing about a true pound-for-pound showdown, the current king facing a former number 1. 2 elite fighters, both in the top 5 pound-for-pound rankings, meeting head-to-head. It's about no one wants to miss. Despite his age, Crawford's preparation mirrors the intensity and drive of someone a decade younger, showing there's little reason to doubt his ability to perform at the highest level.
Why do you think Crawford's going to beat him?
Because Crawford could find people to fight like Canelo, who is amazing. Canelo has he's, oh my God, like
He's clearly grown as a fighter, especially on the defensive side. But even with that evolution, I don't see him matching Crawford's speed. Crawford seems to stay one step ahead when it comes to footwork and overall movement, which could make all the difference in this matchup.
It's going to be Mayweather-Canelo Part 2. That's what I think.
I wouldn't be here if I didn't feel like I had a chance, and the fight wouldn't be made if the people didn't think I had a chance. So that's why it's one of the biggest fights, in the last decade, that could be lined up.
It's a great opportunity. It's a great chance for the team, man, to show them, how hard we've been grinding in the gym and how hard we've been grinding for all the years to get to this point. I'm excited. I know Terence is excited. I know the rest of the team is excited. It's going to be a landslide. It's going to be a landslide. People probably get upset at me because they think I'm disrespecting Canelo. I'm not. I just know what my fighter brings to it.
Canelo, we're going to see in 20 years of career, and we're going to show it on Saturday.
With his new physique, the big muscles, what was your immediate reaction?
Nothing. Muscles for me doesn't mean anything. I fought before with bigger guys. It means nothing. But when I saw that, you realize he make a good training camp, and that made me happy because it's gonna be a good fight.
Well, it's the fight that everybody's wanted, and we rarely get that anymore. So we have an undefeated guy against a guy who's been, the face of boxing for an awful long time. He's been in every big fight, a lot of big fights for the past 10, 12 years. And so now we're getting them together, even though there is a division in weights, and of course Crawford's moving up. So, but this is what everybody wanted, and it's rare in boxing we get that anymore. So I think it's great for the institution to have this at Allegiant Stadium where the Raiders play with 55, 65, 70,000 people, however many show up. This is just a huge, huge event for boxing. So it's great to happen, and it's great that it's happening in Las Vegas where so many other big fights have taken place.
So the first thing I'll say is I think they're both phenomenal fighters. One of the best fighters. Both are some of the best fighters that will ever be in boxing, period. And that being said, I think Canelo should win just based on the fact that he's the bigger fighter. I think a bigger, great fighter will beat a smaller, great fighter. I think, they both were arguably number 1 pound for pound in their given time. I just think Canelo just has the size advantage. He's quote unquote struggled against bigger fighters. Crawford was 147, moved up to 154, fought one time, and now he's going to 168. He's not going to be the bigger fighter unless he really bulks up, which that itself could be a double-edged sword. Because one, he's going to be stronger, but two, is he going to be slower? Is he going to be used to fighting at such a heavy weight? I feel like he should have fought at least one fight at 168 just to really get a handle on all the weight and how he's going to feel. I think it's going to be a very competitive fight. I don't think there's going to be a knockout, if I'm being honest, but I think that Canelo's going to win.
He's only 34, but he's an older version of himself. And you see this a lot with guys as they age. You see less and less knockouts. Manny Pacquiao in the main event tonight. He used to be an offensive destroyer, stopping everybody. And then he got a little bit older and he stopped stopping guys. He still hurt guys, still drop guys, but he would go the distance more and more. I think we're seeing that with Canelo, this version of Canelo Álvarez. But he's still a true 168 pounder. He's still got very fast hands. He's very explosive. He is a good puncher. He knocks all these guys down, so obviously he has the respect to hit bigger bodies. He's fought as high as 75. So he's definitely going to have that size advantage. A guy like Crawford is coming up so many weight classes. And it's not like he's coming up from his first weight class. He's coming up from his third, fourth weight class, and then he's jumping weight class. So the size difference is going to be there. They got different size structure, like body structure, their bones. Crawford's got to be really careful, even getting hit on the arms and the shoulders and the hips, where we've seen Canelo actually damage guys. Like at the Callum Smith fight, where he's punching him in the arm. So they're really dead in that left hook, which is his best weapon. So that's where that comes into play in terms of the size. Even though Canelo isn't that knockout puncher like he used to be, or a guy who gets stoppages, he's still much bigger and he can still punch.
You put Canelo on his back foot, he's a different fighter. A completely different fighter when you put him on his back foot. Yeah, he can move a little bit, but yeah, he likes to come forward with that power. But you put him on his back foot, let me tell you similar too. You know this guy named Usyk who put Fury on his back foot? Yeah, push the pace on him. Yeah, with volume, feints. Put Canelo on his back foot, Crawford. That's what you gotta do. You gotta put him on his back foot. Hell to the damn yeah. That's how you get it done, man. That's one aspect that you're gonna have to do. And hey, I would advise you to do it as early as damn possible. Do it as early as possible, because guess what? If you do that, you're going to get control right away of the judges, right? They're going to be looking at you. You're going to dictate the pace. You're going to dictate the flow of the fight. You got to have him react to you, not you reacting to him. That's how you gain control of the fight real quick, real soon. Get active with that jab.
Us about the work with Boots. Did you work together one time? Was it over multiple days? And how was the work beneficial?
Yeah, more than one time. Yeah, and he helped me really good, and I'm very grateful with him.
For the first time, Canelo Álvarez publicly acknowledged that Jaron "Boots" Ennis played a key role in his training camp. Ennis' blistering speed, pinpoint accuracy, and relentless pressure have been crucial in helping Canelo prepare to face a fighter with Crawford's style.
Do you think was there anything in particular that you guys worked on that you feel like was beneficial?
No, he worked his team. He's very similar to Crawford. He switched guards too. He's fast, and he's a pretty good fighter. So I work really good with him.
This matchup is no coincidence. Years ago, Canelo trained alongside Jaron "Boots" Ennis' brother while preparing for another dangerous challenger. Now the younger Ennis has stepped in, adding a fresh twist to Canelo's current camp. The looming clash between Canelo Álvarez and Terence Crawford is shaping up to be one of the biggest spectacles in modern boxing. Even legend Bernard Hopkins has thrown his support behind Crawford, suggesting that although the weight could be a factor, Crawford's skill set gives him every tool he needs to outbox Canelo.
There's an 85+ chance to beat Canelo. Why? He's not going in there to prove something, which will fall into Canelo's hand. He would love for him to prove something. That means you will stay there and try to prove something.
Ever since the official announcement, anticipation for this showdown has reached a boiling point. Fans and analysts alike are breaking down every possible angle, from strategy to endurance, fully aware that this bout could reshape the landscape of boxing history.
If you mean about what is around the fight, yeah, it's the biggest.
It'll be seen by the most people.
Yeah, you're right.
Stadium fight, the biggest event.
You're right.
Tickets for the event are disappearing as fast as they're released, and the media buzz is relentless. In Las Vegas, the atmosphere already carries the weight of something historic. This isn't simply a bout between champions, it's a clash of legacies, contrasting styles, and two distinct eras. Every round will serve as a test of greatness for both fighters.
You know, it's Riyadh season, Netflix, everybody around this fight. You can see that how big is this fight, no? And you have two of the best fighters, pound fighters, fighting each other. So Saturday, September 13th, we want to see who's the best.
Joe Rogan and his team have closely examined the preparation and motivation of both fighters. They've described Crawford's approach as deliberate and disciplined, contrasting it with another fighter they suggested might be chasing a payday. Rogan's crew pointed to Crawford's dramatic move up in weight and the extended time he's taken to prepare as evidence that he's treating this challenge with absolute seriousness.
Not gonna be as fast.
Right.
Like,
He had to put on a lot of weight.
No, and one made a career at that weight
major
class.
adaptations.
The other one's just doing it for a money grab. He hasn't fought in 2 years.
Well, he was doing it for legacy, and he prepared for this. It's not like he just had a fight at 147 and then jumped up to 68 3 months later.
Yeah.
Like
That's a big jump though, isn't it?
He did a
68's
lot of
big
training,
jump.
put weight on, like real weight.
Yeah.
They also shifted the discussion to the sport of boxing as a whole, from celebrity spectacles like Jake Paul versus Tyson to marquee matchups such as Crawford versus Canelo. He observed that while promoters excel at building massive hype, the actual fights don't always live up to expectations. His comment hinted at skepticism, questioning whether this clash would deliver greatness or fall flat.
I'm interested in that.
Yeah.
Just because I think Crawford's that good.
I just don't think, I think this is the problem with boxing. They build these things up like, Jake and Tyson, and people think to me this great product, or Crawford and Canelo, and there's not much action.
Bro, I'll tell you who's the real fucking deep.
When asked about Terence Crawford's condition ahead of their bout, Canelo Álvarez responded with both excitement and respect. He acknowledged that Crawford appeared powerful and well-prepared after seeing footage of him training at a heavier weight. Canelo said that watching Crawford in such strong form only fuels his own motivation and reinforces the idea that this will be a true clash between elite fighters.
September 13, right?
What do you think of this picture?
He looks good, but I like it because, it's when you realize he's going to be a good.
Both men boast elite resumes. Crawford remains undefeated, his record cementing his place among the sport's modern greats. He's aiming to accomplish something unprecedented, to establish undisputed dominance in a third weight division during the four-belt era. Commentator Showbiz the Adult, in his passionate breakdown of the fight, made it clear that he believes Terence Crawford may struggle against Canelo Álvarez's sheer size and power.
Thing that I've known from the very beginning, that all the stuff I've mentioned, all of that falls behind this one big reason why Canelo is too small and couldn't block his punches either. But he can carry the weight better. He wasn't 38, that's another thing.
He argued that Canelo's punches would carry extra power due to the dangerous gap created by Crawford's jump in weight. In his view, if Crawford can't effectively neutralize or counter those heavier shots, the fight could slip out of his hands.
Crawford at 38, weighing in at 168, fighting at 168, his legs aren't going to have enough life to stay away from Canelo for 12. So what's another way to defend? Block. And he's not going to be able to block Canelo's punches.
For Canelo, the stakes are just as high. He remains Mexico's biggest boxing star and one of the sport's most recognizable faces worldwide. Many fans already see him at the pinnacle of his career, but a victory over Crawford would cement his dominance in the higher weight divisions and prove his ability to adapt to any challenge. When Terence Crawford arrived in Las Vegas for the grand arrivals, the atmosphere was electric. Yet not everyone greeted him warmly. A wave of boos and jeers erupted from pockets of Canelo Álvarez supporters as he made his way through the crowd. It was classic fight week energy in Las Vegas, passionate fans waving banners, shouting their support, and trying to rattle the opposing fighter before a single punch was thrown. Crawford appeared unfazed by the hostility, but the moment underscored just how high the tension has climbed in the days leading up to this clash.
Booze when you came in. This is going to be a pro-Canelo crowd. How you feeling about that?
Oh, this ain't nothing different than when I went to Scotland and fought Ricky Burns. So I'm cool with it.
It's nothing different at Allegiant Stadium, the biggest fight since Pacquiao and Mayweather.
Hey, listen, they all gonna be quiet come Saturday. Hey, listen, they can't fight for him, so it don't matter.
What's on the line goes far beyond championship belts, though there's no shortage of those. The winner will emerge as the undisputed super middleweight champion, holding all 4 major titles. For Crawford, the stakes are even greater. Victory would make him the first male fighter in the four-belt era to claim undisputed status in 3 separate divisions, solidifying his place as one of the most accomplished boxers of his generation. At the Las Vegas Grand Arrivals, Crawford's longtime trainer, Brian "Bomac" McIntyre, reacted sharply after hearing fans accuse Crawford of planning to run from Canelo. With steady confidence, he defended his fighter's style and preparation, reminding everyone that Crawford has never fought scared, never backed down, and that his record speaks volumes.
A lot of people in the crowd just now were saying Crawford's gonna run. Are you preparing your guy to run?
Do it look like he's prepared to run?
I've never seen him run, but they think he will.
Have we let you down yet?
Terence Crawford answered with calm confidence and a touch of humor when asked about claims that he'd run from Canelo. Instead of being rattled, he turned the accusation on its head, joking that if any running happened, it would be with his fists landing on Canelo. The remark showed he's unfazed by the scale of the challenge or the crowd's intensity, and fully intends to stand his ground and confront the Mexican champion head-on.
When they say you're gonna run, what do you have to tell them?
I already said it before. Before we got here, I said, I'm going to run upside his head. And that's what I said.
So he's gonna run, but upside Canelo's head, according to everybody. That's right. I see.
I love each and every one of y'all, but come Saturday, y'all gonna be crying like I said.
When asked about the boos and the doubters, Terence Crawford stayed composed, speaking like a man who's been through it all before. He reminded the crowd that this isn't the first time fans have turned against him, and that no one outside the ring can fight his battles. Rather than letting negativity shake his focus, he treats it as fuel, likening it to icing on the cake that only sharpens his motivation to prove critics wrong. The physical matchup itself is hard to ignore. Canelo stands at roughly 5'7" 1/2 inch and Crawford at about 5 feet 8 inches, but the real difference lies in weight and natural size. Crawford is making an extraordinary leap, 2 full divisions, from junior middleweight to super middleweight, a move few fighters dare to attempt. This means stepping into a division where opponents are heavier, stronger, and more accustomed to the power of bigger shots. John Ryder, who has shared the ring with Canelo Álvarez, added credibility to the conversation. Speaking from experience rather than speculation, he framed the looming showdown as a collision of 2 eras, 2 fighters capable of changing the course of a fight with a single moment.
He's smaller, got the speed. Crawford is a special fighter. He's one of them generational greats. Like, you got 2 generational greats going up against each other there. And for fight fans, it's a real treat. And listen, I'm sure financially they're both going to come away winners. But listen, it's a hell of a fight. And listen, I believe Canelo will come away victorious. But Terence Crawford has got the ability to make this really hard for him. The switch hitting, the punch variety, the punch volume. He's so smart with his hand placement, how he moves his feet. He can make it a nightmare for Canelo. But I just believe over the course of the 12 rounds, Canelo will grind him down with the weight advantage. And I'd say it beat him on a narrow points margin.
Ryder went even further, offering a first-hand perspective on Canelo's style and presence. He emphasized that Canelo's danger isn't rooted in one devastating punch but in the relentless rhythm of his combinations. That steady pressure wears opponents down over time, with each shot and movement crafted to chip away at even the most disciplined defenses.
It's not one punch power, but it's the consecutive punches he put together. He can really load up, and he doesn't seem to fade. He doesn't explode with 3 or 4 punches and then need to breathe to go again. He'll do it, and he'll put the second phase on it, and he'll put the heavy shots in again. So he's always there to throw. He's always in range to throw. He's always got the hands cocked to throw, and he doesn't waste much.
Canelo, on the other hand, is a true 168-pound fighter with deep experience at middleweight, super middleweight, and even light heavyweight. He's absorbed heavier punches and honed a style built for these larger divisions, punishing body shots, compact movements, and explosive counters. That experience could be the deciding factor on fight night. Meanwhile, Steve Nelson, one of Crawford's longtime sparring partners, pushed back against the constant focus on weight. He noted that critics have been pointing out size differences throughout Crawford's career, yet the fighter has repeatedly found ways to win. Nelson emphasized that Crawford's adaptability and years of sparring with bigger, stronger opponents leave him confident that size won't be a deciding issue in this matchup.
And the way that they've been doing Bud since the beginning of his career. Man, the weight. This guy is big. It's always been that. It's always been the only thing that they can point out. But they don't understand that Bud has 10 different ways he can win. that weight is not going to bother him, man. I'm telling you, he been sparring us and bigger guys for years, and I punch hard as hell, so I ain't worried about that.
Have you noticed?
Steve Nelson went on to describe how Crawford's physique has transformed as he's moved up in weight. He noted that Crawford's strength and punching power have clearly grown along with his size, something Nelson can feel even during light sparring sessions. According to him, Crawford now carries the force and pressure of a fighter far bigger than the welterweight version fans once knew.
Increase in Crawford's power.
Definitely.
Since he has
see my face.
the weight.
Definitely.
Yeah,
it's crazy because
Canelo.
other day we was in there and we were just moving around. We wasn't even punching. We were just in there just moving around. And this feeling him and his pressure and his strength pushing me and moving me, like, it's crazy. It's different. It's different than a 47, a 40, a 35 Crawford.
For Canelo, a win would silence critics who question whether his best days are behind him and reaffirm his status as one of the greatest Mexican boxers ever to step into the ring. Both fighters understand that legacies aren't built solely on wins but also on the caliber of the opponents they defeat. Canelo's longtime trainer, Eddie Reynoso, has raised the stakes even further. He's described this as not only the toughest and most focused camp of Canelo's career but also one of the most grueling. According to Reynoso, the intense preparation has refined every weapon in Canelo's arsenal, preparing him to dismantle any obstacle on fight night. He hinted that fans will see a fresher, sharper, and even more dangerous version of Canelo, a fighter who's added new wrinkles to an already lethal style.
This is the best Canelo we're going to see in 20 years of career, and we're going to show it on Saturday.
This matchup is also a fascinating clash of styles. Crawford is widely regarded as one of the most cerebral fighters in the sport today, a master at switching stances, creating angles, and studying his opponent during the opening rounds. His footwork, hand speed, and ring IQ have neutralized world-class opponents in the lower weight classes. Canelo's most recent challenger, William Skull, publicly gave the Mexican star the edge ahead of the Crawford bout. Drawing from his own time in the ring, Skull explained that Canelo holds a natural advantage at super middleweight thanks to his size and inherent strength. He even suggested that if both men fought at the same catchweight, without the divisions in place, the fight would feel far more evenly matched.
It's going to be a great fight. There is a disadvantage in regards to the weight classes. If there wasn't, it would be a 50-50 fight, but because of this fighting at this weight class definitely benefits Canelo. I say about a 75% chance that Canelo wins the fight.
In the lead up to the Canelo fight, Crawford's longtime trainer, Brian "Bomac" McIntyre, opened up about his fighter's mindset. He said he could sense Crawford feeding off the crowd's energy, even the boos, and embracing the role of the villain heading into the showdown. On fight night, McIntyre predicted fans would witness something truly special.
Seeing in him in this fight camp that's been different, I love his energy.
Do you feel he's loving this entire atmosphere?
I'm sure he is.
The villain role I think he's about to take on?
I'm sure he is.
Bomac also downplayed the rumors that Terence Crawford and Ennis had sparred in preparation for the Canelo fight. The trainer brushed off the speculation, saying it wasn't a significant issue inside their camp despite fans and commentators trying to frame it as a major storyline.
Does that show you guys that he's taking things serious? That he's
I don't give a damn about all that, man. Nobody gives a damn about all that. Everybody else can try to make a big deal about it, but I don't. I don't care.
Yeah.
This isn't just another headline fight, it's a collision of skill, power, and legacy. Terence Crawford and Canelo Álvarez are moving toward a showdown that could permanently reshape the pound-for-pound conversation. Every sparring session, every trainer's comment, and every fan debate only adds fuel to the fire. But when the opening bell sounds, all the talk ends and history begins. If you've been following this build-up as closely as we have, now's your chance to get involved. Drop your predictions in the comments below, hit the like button, and subscribe for more in-depth breakdowns. Who do you think will emerge victorious when these two superstars finally share the ring?